Kelly.
Penny.
Yay, we have a new exciting episode today that we haven't done before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to
Super
talk
awesome.
to a voice actor / narrator.
So great.
It'd be great. But before we start, like always,
Yeah.
what's your wine, Kelly?
We got to talk about some wine. Okay. This is a really fun one.
This is a really fun
It says on the back, it says sexual chocolate from the Slow Down Wines. But the label is real funny.
Okay, I'm going to give you a challenge because we're on a narrator thing. Can you read it like a really geeky, nerdy, living in basement kind of dude?
I have to do dude voice also?
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of long. You want me to do this all?
Yes.
Show the label first.
Okay.
It is all handwritten. I don't know if you want me to read it in my nerd voice.
I do.
This bottle originated. You sure you are?
Yes, I do. Keep going.
Is that mean?
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Keep going.
This was our Pogs voice. Like, hey guys, you playing Pogs? Got some slammers for my shooters. This bottle originated from a bootlegging operation my buddies and I had at college. We started making wine knowing it would be used for late night drinking. and that the French are annoying. It took some time, but we finally perfected our blend and came up with this full-bodied red that pairs well with Wednesday nights and pizza. We use grapes from all over California. So we recommend this be drank immediately and shared with girls.
Girls?
Shared with girls. You must be girls.
Oh my god.
But you want more, just call us. Oh, and then Brandon gives his phone number. P.S. Made in USA.
That was the best. Okay, I want you to do your swirly wine smelling in a French, snobby French accent.
Oh, mais oui.
I can't wait for this. Oh yeah, look at those things. Sexy legs.
Look at the legs.
Ooh la la.
I got some legs on here.
I like those. You got some good ones.
Très bien.
Be snobby French.
Oh, très bien.
There you go. Meh.
Oh, it's a little jam. Jammy.
Oh, it is very jammy.
Ooh la la.
It's a little spicy.
Oh, a little of the spice there.
It's all in the lips. There's a lot of tannins.
I get a little of the pepper. Le poisson, le poisson. First I cut and I stuff little crab.
I'm trying to think of if this described an accent, what accent would it be?
Oh, it describes an accent.
You know what? Maybe. I would mix it between a German and a Russian.
I was going to say Polish.
I guess it's in the middle. Yeah, so Polish.
I'll say
wine.
Polish.
Polish sausage go well with this.
A little Polski.
Okay, Kelly. Sip or swallow, but you have to answer this in your best Karen impression.
Karen.
Like a Karen. You know, like
I want to speak to your manager.
Yes, that Karen.
Ow. I would swallow this.
Yeah, wow. You did the swallow good. Swallow? That was good.
I'm Karen.
Yeah, everything's just intense.
Yeah.
You'd swallow. I don't know if I would swallow this one.
Yeah, it's not my favorite, but I would probably think about it and swallow. Like, it's good. It's good for today.
So mine is Bar Dog.
He's
Look
got
at that really cute puppy
he's got
in
a
the
little
front.
he's got a little monocle. I would like you to do.
I'm just gonna warn you, I'm terrible at accents.
I know, and you make me do a million of them.
You're good at them.
Bad boy.
Oh, ooh. So this, they proudly donate to local animal shelters. With all the wine that they have.
This is the best
It's
thing for
called Bar Dog.
That was the best thing the best line to have you do as a bad boy.
Bar dog.
Proudly donate to animal shelter. Let's do like Upper East Side, New York. Okay. Bougie chick, you know?
Oh, so there's Lex on this. There's so many. Well, there's not really. There's no legs on this. It's just kind of a plain wine. I probably shouldn't have bought it. Meh. It smells like apples.
Do you know what apples smell like, bougie girl?
Smell like my gum that I have.
Have you ever smelled a real apple?
Probably not.
It smells like apples and like
I couldn't figure out what the other one thing was.
like sunny grass.
Yes.
Do you think?
That's a good one. Yeah. I was trying to figure out what it was. Okay, what should I taste test it in?
Australian.
I can't do Australian.
Think about Bluey.
Hi there, mate. Tastes like a crocodile ate my inside of my cheek. And he licked my tongue a little bit. It's a hopping good time with a kangaroo. It's on the cheeks and the lips. Why am I getting, maybe it's my hormones today. I'm getting all the cheek and lips. I'm not tasting it anywhere else today.
I got some in the back of my throat.
I didn't. Why? Maybe it's because when we did the one wine thing with Vin 321 or 312, he talked about your mood. I think my hormones are messing with me.
Your mood like affects it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this like right on the tip of my tongue.
Mm-mm.
Maybe I have no moods, and that's.
So maybe I'm not the greatest taste tester today. I'm a little moody.
I got the back of my throat and the tip of my tongue, and then like here.
Well,
spit or swallow in like a Minnesota Fargo accent.
What is that?
See, that's your friend in the wood chipper there, eh? Oh, yeah.
Like a Canadian?
No, like Minnesota.
Hi there. It is a...
Okay, never mind. Pirate. Fancy pirate.
Ooh, a fancy pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, yeah. It's great. Swallow it down. Aye, aye. Fancy pirate, matey. Did I do a good job?
Okay.
I would swallow it. I mean, it's okay. It probably isn't my favorite. I mean, it's great that they donate to local animal shelters. That's great.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't return for more.
No, this is a one and done.
Which accent does that make you think of?
This makes me think of a one and a done.
What does that?
It kind of reminds me of like, what are the one like hills that like are spooky? Like the ones that you don't go in, the forest that you don't go in. It's like there's a big thing about it.
Oh,
the Appalachian
Mountains.
It sounds. It kind of reminds me.
I
of
could see that, and like in Virginia where Mothman hangs out.
Yeah, like somebody by the Appalachian Mountains kind of accent, which is good for a minute, and then you're like, I probably won't go back.
Then you're like, maybe I shouldn't hang out there, and like I don't want to tempt the Mothman.
Yeah.
I could see that.
That's what I would say. But with no further delay, let's jump into our interview with Katie.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. We're here with Katie Thompson, and she is an audiobook narrator, and we are super excited because this is our first narrator interview.
Yes.
Yay.
You're like lucky number one.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited.
We listened to Reckless.
Yes.
Nice.
You sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was one of my first books, so thank you so much.
Oh, wow. It was?
That
That
your
was maybe
first
like
one?
my like third or fourth, so it was in the very beginning.
Wow.
Yeah, and to do something with Teddy Hamilton that early on, I was like super intimidated, but it turned out great. I loved that book.
How many audiobooks have you done?
So I have one about to come out. So when that does, it should be 12 or 13 now.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a crazy year and a half. It's been amazing.
We picked that one because that seemed to be the most like grittier, hardcore one of the ones
Yes.
we've done, and that's the ones we tend to enjoy the most. So
Yes.
I was like, ooh, tattooed bad boy, yes. Sign us up.
We're in.
Well, I just had a release happen a couple days ago that you guys might like then, Saints and Sinners. It's under my first one under my pseudonym.
I've heard of that book. It's actually on my to read list this summer.
Yes, Stacey Rush is the author. It was awesome. It's my first reverse harem as well, so it's awesome. If you like the bad boys, that's one to listen to.
Yep, we're going to check that one out.
I am definitely going to listen to that one instead of read it. It's going to be great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about how you became a voice actor.
Yeah, sure. So, looking back from when I first started, I kind of like to say that opportunities present themselves when you're ready for them. And I say that because I have a plethora of skills and jobs that I've done that actually lended themselves quite well to voice acting and to narrating. But I had no idea, did not put that together until about a year and a half ago after I had my daughter, and I was going on these long walks because, being inside with a baby for too long makes you go a little crazy.
Yeah.
So I needed something to do, and I had some time to finally get back into reading, but listening was a lot easier than sitting down with the newborn and reading a physical book. I just dove right into audiobooks and thought, I have a background in podcasting and performance and theater. I wonder if this is something I could do because I could just do it from home. And it is a performance-based job, which is something I've always dreamed of having. And so I did a lot of research and started auditioning through ACX, and it kind of took off from there. So luckily, a lot of the skills that I had from other jobs, it doesn't always the puzzle pieces don't make sense until you get to the right time. And it's like, thank goodness I had all those skills because it worked right into what I wanted to do.
Wow, that's amazing.
awesome.
I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's great. Have you ever had a hard time reading a section of a book, whether it was super funny or really shocking or
It made you blush while you're reading it?
Yes, absolutely. So I prep all of my books before I start recording, and sometimes I'm reading the book through twice. So looking for different characters, different accents, voices, things like that, depending on if I'm doing it by myself or if I'm narrating with another narrator, I'm highlighting their parts. So I go through the book quite thoroughly before I start recording. So I'm not shocked by anything by the time I'm recording, but there's definitely some parts where I'm like, I can't wait to hear the counterpart, the male narrator, read the part with me. I'm excited to hear that back. But yeah, there was a book recently that I did a couple months ago that kind of surprised me. Like I said, I read the book, and there was a part where a family member had passed, and of course, reading it, it's sad, but when I started recording, I don't know what was happening that day, if I was just hormonal or what. I was full on having a cry fest in the booth.
Wow.
It's strange that it affected me only when I started voicing the characters, which I'm sure other actors could relate to that. But voicing the character that passed and then the character talking about it, that experienced it, it was like, whoa, that's kind of surprised me, the reaction that I had. So it's interesting. It's always, you never know what's going to come out once you get into the book.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And we kind of noticed that when listening to you get into the character and you can even hear the feelings through your voice.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I really feel, what's happening in the book, and you spend hours and hours and hours with these characters and months. I mean, I record a little bit slower than other narrators because I'm also a full-time mom. So I'm spending months with these characters, and you get really invested in their story, and it's hard not to, feel alongside with them.
I appreciate that, though. I like that you could feel for Reckless, Francine's feelings. You could feel them alongside your voice. Sometimes.
Oh, good. Thank you.
When you start to record, do you do any warm-ups, or do you have any process before you start recording?
It kind of varies just depending on how I'm feeling that day. Certain seasons of the year, I got hit by allergy season this year. I have to do a little bit more warm-ups and prep and do some steam and just get all that going because you don't want to sound nasally in the booth. But I do kind of read through the chapter, get it out, just before I start recording, because I trip over my words sometimes, and I just want to get into the flow before you hit that record button. So it kind of just depends. But I have to kind of come in after I work at night. So after a long day with my daughter, I start work at like 7, 8.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, my warm up sometimes just includes me sitting down, like, okay, gotta let go of everything that happened that day and kind of get into the headspace that I need to jump into this book, whatever, intense part that might be or whatever. So
Yeah, and you're getting into the toddler stage, so as soon as that comes, your voice is going to be extra raspy from all the yelling.
Oh. Yes, I know. I was joking the other day with my one of my authors. I was like, I hope I don't sound like Phoebe from Friends on that episode where she has the cold, you know, because it's like, oh man, I am extra raspy today. Yeah.
So where do you record? It looks like you've got a special, like, fancy studio here.
Oh, well, thank you. This is my homemade booth. I'm a big DIY girl, so this is my second iteration of my booth, but this is just in my guest bedroom with PVC pipes and moving blankets. And you can't see on this wall, but it's a full wall covered in just sound dampening foam. So this is my little cave, my little space, and it works great. I'm hoping one day I can kind of upgrade to like a studio bricks, like one of those. They look like little spaceships, but a more professional studio. But this has been really great so far.
That's awesome.
That's great. This is one of our favorite questions.
I know, normally we ask this to authors, so this is fun to ask this
What
to a
is your
narrator.
advice? What is your advice for someone considering becoming a narrator?
Awesome. Yeah. So there are a lot of different avenues, just like, I'm sure you get the same answer from authors. There's a ton of different ways you can go about it. I can tell you what I did personally and what worked well for me. I have, like I mentioned, a ton of acting experience, over 15 years of acting experience. And I got my master's in journalism and media. So I kind of had all of that performance skill and education, which was awesome. If somebody's interested in narrating and they don't have any of that kind of theater or acting experience, 100% that would be my first recommendation, is to really kind of invest and learn in that skill first, because that really is the basis of this job that a lot of people don't think like, oh, it's just reading. No, it's performing for sure. It's acting.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing a book with multiple different characters. Sometimes you're performing men. Sometimes you're doing accents. I did a fantasy book with 22 characters. So like
Wow.
you have to be able to break that down in a way that makes sense and you're able to replicate it multiple times. So acting is 100% a skill that you need to be able to get into this. And it doesn't mean that you have to have a degree. Just make sure that that's something that you invest in. And then just do your research. Like I went on to Narrator's Roadmap, which is a free website, and it has so much information just about equipment, auditioning, ACX, working with authors, working with publishers. It has so much information, and it's free, which is like gold.
Yeah.
So just doing your research and understanding kind of the ins and outs. And also, this is something that people balk at. They say, oh, that's such a cool job. I get told I have a cool voice or great voice. I totally could do it. And I'm like, all right, here's your test to see if you're going to like this. Go sit in your closet and record on your phone or whatever. So a lot of people have these little mics these days if they're content creators or whatever, and just record a whole book. And if you mess up, start over the sentence or whatever. And if you're totally annoyed and like done by chapter 1, that's fine. That's most people. You just enjoy reading and you don't enjoy having to actually do the work while you're reading, which is absolutely fine. But like that's a good gauge, because it is very it's a hard job and it requires a lot of time and effort and patience and all that. So just getting a taste of kind of like what it would be like is a great indicator of like, maybe this might be for me or it might not,
Yeah.
So those are just a couple of things that help me a lot. And just find, if you need to hire a coach that's an audiobook coach, there's tons of great ones out there. Or just meeting up with somebody who's already in the industry that can kind of work as an accountability partner or someone you can ask questions to. There are so many amazing narrators out there who are super generous with their time and information. of course, never assume if, they want to be paid and hired as a coach, of course. Never assume someone's going to give anything for free. But there's plenty of people out there sharing info on like TikTok and Instagram with just helpful information that want to, that they just want to help other new narrators. So
You said that. I really didn't think about it fully, but you are like acting without somebody even seeing you.
Yeah.
So your whole acting has to come out of how you're saying things. Like that's a
Yeah.
completely different spin on how I ever would have thought
Yeah.
of voice acting.
It absolutely, it's crazy because I will, record a line or whatever. And to me in my booth, I'm doing facial expressions. I might be moving my hands. And then I listen to it back and I'm like, that sounded way flat. Like no emotion compared to how I felt like I was expressing it. So you're right. It's, if you're on stage or in front of a camera, you have all of these other senses that you can act with and get the emotion across. But you have to really get it in your voice just for narrating.
There's so many people in the world that have disabilities where they can't read something or they'll try to and they just can't understand it.
Yeah.
And it's so cool that we have audiobooks now that everybody can get that experience in a different way.
I agree 100%. And that's why when the argument around like is listening to audiobooks, is that reading, is it not? I'm like, that should not even be, a question
Yes.
to me. But yeah, anything I can do to make art more accessible and more expansive, I'm in.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, we have a really fun game for you. This is going from serious to really fun.
Yeah,
Great. I love it.
part.
Okay, so we are going to ask you some really unsexy words for you to say as sexy romance author way that you can.
Okay.
Well, my first one is phlegm.
Do you want me to use it in a sentence or just by itself?
Ooh, whatever you want to do. Either way.
Okay, let me think. Phlegm? Like phlegm.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah, you have to go through different different tries, but listen, it is funny the words that people use. I have narrated phlegm in a sex scene like before. It's funny that you chose that word.
That's even
Because I
better.
have.
I have one of the world's most hated words, and it's moist.
Ooh.
Okay. Moist.
Ooh,
that This is one of my favorite ones. Are you ready?
Yes, okay.
Overalls.
Oh.
Penny loves her overalls.
I do, and it can't be sexy at all. So maybe you can make
I
overalls
thought
sound
she was
sexy.
going to wear some today.
I should have.
Okay. Overalls. I don't know if you can make that sexy.
Ooh, that sounds...
That was. I want to put it on a button on my overalls and then just press it as I go around.
I love it.
Can you say, Penny, I love when you wear overalls?
Yeah.
Okay. Penny, I love when you wear overalls.
She's so good.
True.
I'm just going to have it on a pin and just press it all the time.
Oh, I love overalls. I would have never thought of that. I've had to do like loincloth, which
Ooh.
is a mouthful.
Yeah,
no
that
pun,
is like
no pun
loin.
intended.
That's awesome.
It is funny though. It's like there are certain things you're like, I would have never thought that would have ended up in this scene, but we're gonna roll with it.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
Let's get this one. Pus.
Oh. Ooh. Pus.
I don't know how you do it, but that sounded really
That
good.
sounded really good.
I think I could make a second career out of like the sex phone operator just saying weird things. But
Yes. Ooh, this one is a mouthful. Tupperware.
Tupperware. I don't know if I can do that one. Sometimes it's like the multi syllables gets a little. It's hard to. But usually, if it's in a sentence, I can make it work.
Be like, I really like your Tupperware collection.
Oh, I really like your Tupperware collection.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah.
The trick, I think, is the insinuation that we are not talking
Right.
about Tupperware.
Exactly.
I think that's the trick.
Oh, clammy.
Ooh,
Ugh.
Ooh. Clammy.
you're good at this game. Okay, I'll do one more because I was doing them all.
I know.
Projectile.
Okay. Projectile.
Ooh,
I don't know if those would all be kept in a final audiobook, but on the fly.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do
That's
one more?
good. Oh, okay.
These were so much fun, like finding. I was like, ooh.
Crusty.
Ugh.
Crusty.
Welcome to the Krusty Krab.
Welcome to the Krusty Krab.
That is so cool.
That's so good. So
I
good.
love it. That was amazing. Now I'm just going to be thinking of words all day long now. But like, hey, Katie, can you say this word?
I'll always send you a voice note.
Yay! Welcome to like the end of our shows when we've had a lot of wine, and then we're gonna send you ridiculous stuff.
I
Be
love
like,
it.
Can you say this? Can you say this?
Oh, I have one that I just saw that I just thought of that isn't on my list.
Okay.
Disinfectant wipes.
Disinfectant wipes.
Say
That's
yeah, like
good.
oh, we made a mess. We're gonna need some disinfectant wipes.
Oh, we made a mess. We're going to need some disinfectant wipes.
We should have done that in 2020. It would have made a huge difference.
Everyone's running
love
out to
it.
buy some.
Well, now we get to even more fun. So we like to do our blush questions for everybody that comes on.
Okay.
But like I said, if there's anything we ask that you were uncomfortable with and you don't want to answer it, just say pass and we'll move on and we'll come up with another one. No questions asked.
All right.
All right. Do you want to go first this time, Kelly?
Tell us about a time you went skinny dipping.
Okay. I've only done it. Okay. I've done it in pools before, but that's a little, everybody's done that. But one time that I did go skinny dipping in not a pool, and I cannot believe I am alive to tell this story. It was like February, I think. I went to college outside of Chicago, right next to Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
So my friends
cold.
and I, very cold. My friends and I, they were all international students. I got lucky enough to be adopted by the international student crowd in college. So they have all been drinking, and their tolerance is quite high compared to mine at 18, just because the drinking laws are different, than the States. So they're already pretty experienced in handling their liquor. Me, not so much. So when we would play beer pong, there were always rules of like, if you don't make a single shot, you're going to have to do something. Like, that's just the rule. So I played a game where I did not make a single shot, and I had to skinny dip in Lake Michigan in February.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Yep.
my gosh. Everything in my body just like
I know.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
I know my nipples just like they're like, nope.
It was quite the experience. I'm very glad I did not get arrested, because it is a public beach. But it was at night, thankfully. But yeah, that was quite the experience. I took a break from beer pong after that because I was like, I don't know if I can handle any more punishments.
Yeah, that's harsh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
Now
Yeah.
I'm excited to ask this next question
Yeah.
because you seem like the adventurous type.
Yeah.
Tell us about the craziest place you've had sex.
I think, well, this might be a disappointment, but it was just probably a good old backseat romp. Just,
No, those are good ones.
That's a fun
Yeah.
one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at figuring out the car backseat.
We were talking about that not too long ago. We're like, the passenger seat is better than the driver's seat.
Yes.
The back seat,
The
you're
back
kind of
seat
like
is-
one leg is falling off, and then like you're kind of like at an angle.
Yeah. It's
you
an
gotta
art.
angle it right. Yeah, and it really is. You gotta like be in the right position.
Yeah,
You gotta be
I
careful
mean,
with the horn on your back.
I don't know if like camping counts, like outdoors camping, but
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
along those lines.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Thanks.
Camping in a tent or camping just out and about? Camping?
Just under the stars.
Nice.
I love it.
That's good.
Yes, and thankfully it was not in Georgia. Otherwise, my whole entire body would be covered in mosquito bites.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I can imagine.
Yeah, thankfully it was somewhere without all the bugs.
Wow. You don't have a southern accent.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time getting rid of it. A lot of time in work, but hey, I can pull it out. I've had to pull it out for a couple of characters.
That's what she said.
Yes.
Can we hear it right now, just a little bit?
Sure, it's real easy.
Yeah, you did it in for the mom in Reckless.
Yeah, and I did a Western romance where I had to do a couple of cowgirls, which was fun. And it's funny because like Southern accents, similar to like British accents, there's so much variety and just like regional specificity. So it's really fun to talk to people when they say, I want a Southern accent. I'm like, oh, okay. Do you want like this, like which Southern accent do you want? Because people don't realize there's so many.
Well, I have a question for you. So when I actually grew up in England and I moved over here when I was 13. And I was in middle school, so I worked so hard to get rid of my accent. Mm-hmm. I had like this one word that I could not say for the longest time. There's still some words that I can't say in an American accent, but water was the hardest one to say in an American accent. What was the hardest one for you?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any specific words, but I definitely know situationally. Whenever I'm like on the phone with my mom or my sister, like it comes out
back.
Yeah, out of nowhere. I think it's just like the kikiing, the back and forth. You just kind of like get into a flow, or like with a best friend or something from home. I just slide right back into it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if there's any words, but definitely people are be like, who are you on the phone? Like, that's not how you talk. So it's
the R's
funny.
were really hard too, because like in America, it's like water, everything's at the end.
For sure.
I just saw Rose Byrne was on Jimmy Fallon, and she's Australian, and like she was talking about American accent, and if she was feeling like she was losing it, she was like, oh crap, I don't remember what the sentence was, but it had like 15 R's in it.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Ugh.
And then she also added and from Katie, because she wanted to get that Katie in there.
And there is like a lot that like pulls back. Like, I'm like,
Yeah. I'm doing a book right now that's in Chicago, and I've got to have that Chicago. It's like it's a mafia romance, and so like it's that hard A that I always have to like go back to. And
then people in Chicago also do the kind of like Chicago.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's interesting doing accents, especially as the main character, because like listening to, unless it's something like a British accent where it's easily digestible, but there are some accents that it's not pleasant to listen to them for an entire book. So finding like the balance of narrating and making it enjoyable to listen to, but also making sure the accent is heard and understood. So finding that balance, it's interesting.
Yeah.
What is the hardest accent that you've had to do?
Oh, probably Scottish.
Oh, Scottish is hard.
Yeah.
How
Do you have to
sound
have
so
like
pretty?
a voice coach to help you with the accents?
I don't, but I studied it in college, so I did a lot of classes and work in college specifically with accents. So I probably could stand for a refresh, but I don't have anybody that I work with right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Can you do? We had this a couple weeks ago. We had a post asking for people to do this. Can you say penny in a Southern accent for us, please? And we want to compile all of these.
Penny. I don't know, like what character am I like?
We wanted to make it sound hot too, so sexy penny.
Yeah.
Penny.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, so this is my last blush question for you.
Okay.
Tell us about a time that you drank a whole bottle of wine and that you highly regret, or like, oh, I can't believe I did that.
Oh gosh. Probably last time I did karaoke.
Ooh, tell us everything.
Yeah, it's been a while since I like actually got up and performed singing wise. So I was just with a girlfriend of mine, and we were at this little pub that had karaoke. It was the middle of the day too, which I was like, okay, bold. No one is going to want to get up there at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock. But we were day drinking, so I was like,
yes.
I got up there, and I think I sang Patsy Cline. I can't remember exactly, but I have no idea if it was good or not, but I had a hell of a time.
Yes.
Are you a singer too?
I am. Yeah. I've been singing for a while. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't performed in a while, but I sing to my daughter every day, if that counts.
Yes, that absolutely does count.
Yeah.
And wait, I sing to my kids, and I cannot sing. So
I sing on this show every day. That does not mean I'm a singer. I just throw out songs.
Yeah, I was a big musical theater girly.
Oh,
Still am.
awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite musical?
Oh man, that's a hard question.
I know it's so hard, but I'm very curious. Penny's just like I don't know.
So, I'm a big classic, like golden age of Hollywood musicals. So I love Les Mis.
Yes, that's my
Phantom
favorite.
of the Opera.
And
is one of
Phantom,
my-
I
yeah.
love Phantom. Are you a Phantom or a Raoul?
So when I first saw it when I was like 13, I was Raoul, of course. But now that I'm a full-grown woman, I'm Phantom.
Yes. Yeah, that's great.
Do you have another blush question?
Tell us about your first kiss.
Oh, actually, it was on stage.
Ooh, wait, was it a stage kiss?
Yep. Well, funnily enough, it was with my best friend's older brother.
Ooh.
The plot thickens.
Sounds like a romance novel in itself.
Yes, tell us more.
And luckily the first time we kissed was in rehearsal, not on stage, but we were mic'd, which is like,
Wow.
my whole family was sitting there like, what the hell? Like, what are we watching? And our director, for some reason, it was The King and I, which is like not a hot and heavy, but I played Tup Tim.
Yeah.
And so like there's like a little romance with Luntai, I think his name is. And so our director, for some reason, thought it was like a really good idea to make the scenes between us super hot and heavy, and we were, maybe 17, 18.
Oh, man.
Let's spice this up. Yeah.
Looking back, I'm like, ooh, I don't
Yeah.
know about that.
Yeah,
but
that's kinda
but
weird.
Thankfully, like, it was my best friend's older brother who I knew and had done theater with for a long time. And I'm still friends with my best friend and him. And so, he was great.
And he's now my husband.
No, he's married with 2 kids, and but we still keep in touch. I actually went to go see a show with him and his wife like 2 weekends ago.
Aw.
Great.
Yeah, so thankfully it was not an awkward experience, but having to like literally make out on stage in high school, mic'd in front of your family, I was like, this is pretty embarrassing, but yeah, that I had never been kissed before. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, fun. And I met my first boyfriend in that show. So I got some practice outside of the stage.
Yeah,
but
well, that's good. By the time you went to kiss him, you're like, I know what I'm doing.
yeah, please.
That's awesome.
I'm a pro.
I love
Somebody
it.
write this, like, high school play, first kiss, best friend's older brother.
Right.
Yeah.
How funny. That would just be hilarious to
Well,
me.
now you need to write. Now you need to be an author
Well-
and then read your own stuff.
I am in the process of writing. So I've self-published a couple of books when I was younger, and I'm in the process of actually hopefully writing a book about a narrator, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just am so in love with not only this experience, but like Romancelandia and the community and just the whole thing. And it's just like such a unique thing to be a part of. And so I got super inspired by my experience as a narrator and just kind of how that could play out in different ways in the romance world. So I have 0 free time, but hopefully maybe next year I'll be able to finish it. But it's been just a fun little outlet too.
That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
when it's all finished and ready, you need to let us know when we're going to have you back on because
I
I
would
want to
love
read
that.
it.
Yeah, for
I would
sure.
love that. Thank you. Yeah, that'd be
Yay.
fun. And I obviously would want it to be, an audiobook and hopefully a full cast audiobook and maybe get some of my narrator friends together and
That would be so cool.
yeah, fingers crossed I can, find some quiet time to bang it out, as they say.
We really appreciate this time. This was so fun.
Yeah, this was
Oh,
really
good. This
fun.
was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me. This was awesome.
Yes.
All right.
us too.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yay! Welcome back. Katie's amazing.
She is. That was so fun.
We had so much fun with her.
Yes.
She's the best.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Next week, we have this whole, we just have interview upon interview. It's like,
It's great. I love it,
is.
so
Yeah.
much. Next week,
yay!
it's Crystal and Felicity.
Crystal and Felicity, our pals.
I'm so excited to talk to them. It's been a long time coming.
And we're going to be talking about Unleashing Chaos.
No spoilers. Don't worry.
You're definitely not going to want to miss that.
No. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nope, nope, nope.
All right. You ready, Kelly?
Yeah.
Till next week.
Next week.